Yo, so a couple of years ago, my life sucked. Uh, it sucked balls. And essentially, I had no money, I had no career, I lived in a shitty apartment, and it was basically crap. But I was invited to this party with all these friends that I had from my childhood. We hadn't met in a long time. So it became like this I don't know, this party like where everyone's like, "Hey, like 10 years ago, hi, good to meet you again. What you're doing?" And everyone was like, "Oh, I'm working at this company. I'm like a leader. I got like this house and shit like that." Everyone was like super successful, and I was not really looking forward to that party because it meant that I had to like tell everyone that I was well, I'm working with at this place where I'm basically like emptying the stoma bag with like shit, and like I have to clean the shit from this bag. Uh, I'm working with like people with disabilities and stuff like that. I'm not making a whole lot of money at all, actually. I have no education and all this shit, right? It was not a. I didn't have like a positive frame to begin with. But prior to this party, I'd been watching a YouTube video. I can't remember what it was, but it was a YouTube video about mantras. And it was basically this guy who just said that if you just focus on having fun, like everything that you do is just fun. So this can be from like going to the copy machine at work and like doing a copy and like pressing the button and looking at the thing going out, and you're just like, it's fun. And the point was that if you can just keep thinking that thought, life is going to become very fun. Okay, you can be very afraid of something like spiders, but if you can reframe that shit and you can see this spider walk in your hand, and you can actually see it as as fun, and it's interesting to look at the spider. For one, it's not gonna bite you. You're just gonna look at it. From that point of view, you can like change your heart rate. You can change everything with this mantra. Everything can be changed. It's amazing. But essentially, let's go back to the party though. So as I learn about this thing, and I go to the party, and the pre-party, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this mantra thing. And I'm gonna repeat this mantra like everything that's gonna happen at this party is going to be fun. Everything. I'm gonna have fun with it all. I'm gonna have a talk with this guy, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a talk with this guy, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna walk around, I'm gonna pick up girls, it's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna like match people up, it's gonna be really cool. And so that's exactly what happened. I come to the party and I can immediately notice that I'm like agitated, like I'm like my thoughts are like really my unconscious mind is taking over, and it's like, oh, I feel ashamed of my situation. I feel shamed over this stupid life situation that I'm in. I have no money, I have no education, I have nothing. Basically, I'm a nobody. That's what I was thinking. But then I remembered that, oh shit, I'm supposed to do this mantra thing. And so I started doing the mantra. It's like, okay, this is fun. I kept thinking, this is just have fun. Just have fun. Just have fun. Everything is fun. I'm having fun. Just have fun. Okay, life is fun. This guy is funny. This is a funny guy. I'm fun. Life is really funny. This conversation is awesome. This is a great conversation we're having. It's fun. This can be fun. Even though the conversation was like listening to this guy bragging about his estate, really. From my point of view, it actually became amusing. It was kind of funny to look at this guy bragging so much. And so I can reframe that entire situation, and all of a sudden I was in the mood, man. I was like euphoric. It was funny, man. This party was one of the best parties I've been at my entire life. And it was only because I just kept looping on the funny, like the having fun thought. Now, it was a pre party, so we're gonna go out to the town later. And we went out, we had a good ride on the bus ride to the town, and then we got into a bar. It was like an event, really. It was like an Oktoberfest type of thing in town. And so we sit down at the table, and there's like a party around us. Everybody's partying, and I remember we were just like sitting down, talking a little bit. But then within a couple of minutes, I see this group of girls that are walking like right ahead of me, and I just get eye contact with this girl, and I just point at her, like point, and she's pointing at me, and she's like doing this thing, and I'm like, I just got up on the table, and I just walked over the table, and I jumped down from the table, and I just got over to her, and I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" And I think maybe within 15 seconds, we started making out. Yeah, we started making out, and I remember it was just so weird. It was insane this whole night, and we made out, and I was like a little bit taken back by it because it was just too quick. This never happened to me before. That's way too quick. So I just like I let her go. It was a beautiful girl, by the way, like really beautiful. Like we're talking about an 8 or something like that. And she just walks by, like I don't even see her again. And the night has just started, and I just keep looping on this thought, like, this is awesome. I'm having so much fun. And then I see another girl, and the thought is like, okay, I'm just gonna have a lot of fun talking to this girl. That's what I'm thinking. And I go to this girl, and the same thing happens there. Not the kissing part, but there was like a really good interaction. She was like super into me. And it was just incredible that I know that if I were to go to this party, and if I hadn't had that mantra, that mindset shift, basically, that simple, very, very simple mindset shift of everything that I'm doing is fun. I'm just gonna enjoy my life. If I didn't have that, I'm pretty sure that the night would have been like crap. I'd feel like, oh no, now I gotta talk about my job, and I gotta be like ashamed of my job and my life situation and all of this dumb shit. But no, I didn't allow those thoughts. I didn't allow those thoughts to come in. Instead, I just selected with pure willpower. I selected a line of thought, and I sticked to that line of thought, and I felt every feeling that those thoughts could give me, and it was good feelings, and it spread to everyone else. And that's what it does. Negative thoughts spread and positive thoughts spread. They're very powerful, and you can generate these states of being through mantras. And you can also do this with like work. You can do this with work, for example. I don't care like if people hate my work. I'm just gonna do the best that I can. That is also a very powerful mantra. To just like, I'm just gonna do the best that I can, and I don't really care about the outcome. I'm just gonna just enjoy doing the best that I can. That is also a very good mantra. Another good mantra is I'm brave. Like, I am brave. That's who I am. I'm a brave man. I'm very, very brave. I'm bold and I'm brave. And I do bold things and I do brave things. Bravery is like going over talking to a girl. Bravery is like trying to get an investor for your idea. Bravery is calling up someone that you have been meaning to call up and like have a serious conversation with them. Bravery is just so many things, and if you can loop on that for like a couple of weeks, like I'm brave, then then all of a sudden you're starting to basically decode this. You're starting to you're putting those thoughts into your subconscious mind. That's what you're doing essentially. And the point of the mantra is to reprogram your unconscious mind by looping a conscious thought. And after a while, that conscious thought is going to become an unconscious thought, and it's going to become part of your default mode of being, your default mode network in your brain. There's a little point in your brain which governs like how you are at default, your autopilot basically. And these mantras can disrupt that because you're using consciousness to constantly dictate your thoughts. Whenever you feel a thought that shouldn't be there, you just immediately you go back to the mantra and you repeat the mantra, and it's gonna spiral you up to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way of being. So I think that's all I have to say about mantra for now. I would like to, if like you're one of the people watching this video, if you have a mantra that you think could be awesome to tell yourself, like loop on it for weeks, maybe months, preferably your entire life, because at some point in time, this conscious thought is going to become an unconscious thought. It's going to loop in your unconscious brain. So what type of mantras do you guys have? Write it in the comment section. And that's all I have to say today. Bye bye.